Hello, Canada. Hello, those of you watching in the United States. It's the first day of September 2014. It will forever be remembered for another Labor Day, another Battle of Ontario. But foremost, it's the day that Hamilton finally opens its new stadium for football. Welcome to Tim Hortons Field. It's taken a little longer than expected. It's not completely finished yet, but hey, we're here, they're here, and it's all systems go for the Labor Day Classic.
And we've got a fantastic showdown on tap. Ricky Ray of the Toronto Argonauts closing in on 50,000 yards for his career. He needs just 90 to reach the latest milestone in his Hall of Fame career. And of course, Ricky Ray, the mentor for the last 2 years to this young man, Zach Collaros, back from a concussion, making his first start for his new team, the Hamilton Tiger Cats, since week 2.
Ken Austin says, though, hey, this isn't tennis. It's not Zach against Ricky. We've got a football game here. They don't play each other, and the Hamilton Tiger Cats 1-6 record. They've lost 3 straight. They know this is a big one, as it is for Scott Milanovich. His team has lost 2 in a row. They are 3-6. They have the bye week next week. So here we go, brand new stadium. Opening day, you might say, on Labor Day 2014. We've had a flyover already, a CF-18. Stands are packed. They've put 18,000 in here today. Capacity is 24,000, so they can't put some people in some seats, but it is packed, and we are ready to go here today. We've had issues protecting the football. Freddie Plessius is right there as the Argos cough it up.
On a rough welcome to Tim Hortons Field for Trent Guy, the Argos' new return man. Big collision there, pops the ball free and sets the Hamilton Tiger Cats up for a tremendous start here in their new home.
And so Zach Collaros, the former Argo quarterback who learned under Ricky Ray, hasn't been behind center in 6 weeks. Pitches it off. Pick up on the far side of about 4 yards from Moses Madu, the running back. No C.J. Gable. Here is our starters to watch, brought to you by Napo Auto Parts, where custom advice comes standard.
And Moses Madu filling in for C.J. Gable, 7 touches, 57 yards in his last outing. You see Zach Collaros, 3rd start as a Tiger Cat. He was 5-3, filling in for Ricky Ray in Toronto last season. We'll keep an eye on those center quarterback exchanges. Mike Filer, predominantly a guard through his college career, new to the center position, has been charged with 3 fumbles on bad snaps so far.
Collaros' first throw to the end zone, and it is not caught by Bakari Grant. Boy, he had his gloves on it. Bakari Grant had a good chance at that. Might have been 6, so Justin Medlock will come out, and the best the Cats will do is 3 after that turnover.
And Zach Collaros puts it up. The ball hangs up a little bit, but Grant tracks it and makes a pretty good adjustment to the football, but just looked like he lost his footing a little bit as he tried to work back to that one that goes off his shoulder pads.
There is some wind here today. The ball kind of floated a little bit. Justin Medlock will kick into this breeze here. First points at Tim Hortons Field. 29-yard kick. Will go to the Hamilton Tiger Cats. When we come back, Ricky Ray, 90 yards away from joining an elite club. The Battle of Ontario, the Marks Labor Day Classic, continues. This Labor Day Classic game is brought to you by Marks, getting fans ready for this. Labor Day 2014, and opening the curtain on Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton. 3-0 Cats. Justin Medlock on a 29-yard field goal. Again, Trent Guy and Levon Brazil both back. Both making Argo debuts. Guy has already fumbled once. Has it again. It is drilled at the 30-yard line, but hangs on to the football. Hard hitting already, and Ricky Ray marches up the tote board, chasing some of the greats 90 yards away from 50,000 yards.
Yeah, rather select company when you consider the history of the Canadian Football League. Only 5 men have done this before Ricky Ray. Just 90 yards away from becoming number 6.
Ricky Ray has had a season where he has been healthy. The problem is no one else has been healthy. No Chad Owens today. No Andre Dury. His best receivers may be his tailbacks. That one in motion, Steve Slayton and Curtis Steele. You'll see a lot of them today. Slayton, right side, barrels past Brandon Stewart, close to a first down. Expect to see a lot of Slayton and Curtis Steele today.
Yeah, and you see the two of them in the backfield together. Slayton's going to be very important. You see those 275 yards from scrimmage in just 3 games played for him. He will pick up some of that slack with Andre Dury out. You see Ricky Ray struggling a little bit. 3 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions in his last 3 as he tries to become more familiar with his receivers. But he's got this guy, one of his go-to guys, particularly in the green zone, Jason Barnes.
Ricky Ray, 1st and 10. And it's tipped at the line of scrimmage. Antonio Coleman got his paw up on that one. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Take a look at some of those other Hamilton defensive starters. Of course, the key guy, Simone Lawrence, at that weak side linebacker spot, leads the way in tackles, 6 tackles for loss as well. Eric Harris is in for Rico Murray at the strong side linebacker position. And at defensive end, Sam Scott makes his first start of the season as they look to get a little bit more production from those end spots.
Both teams sporting those new jerseys. Ray, and dropping the football, Jay, who's had 1 catch. This is his first start now, again with the Argos banged up at receiver. Jay draws in, but can't hang on to the football.
Yeah, Jay playing in that field wideout spot, usually occupied by Spencer Watt. Nice job coming back to the football, but he's got to hold on to the rock.
Swayze Waters averaging about 48 yards a boot. This one will be with the win. Kerry Coke and Luke Tasker are back. This is a monstrous kick. Way back in the end zone. Coke's thinking about bringing it out. And he better think again. He goes down and gives up a single. Tried to use the goalpost as a blocker. 77-yard boot puts the Argos on the board. Zach Collaros back in the lineup, back at the controls when we come back. Zach's back. Zach Collaros just turned 26, the former Cincinnati Bearcat. Handed the reins of this football team in the offseason as a free agent, then in game 2 of the season.
Big hit from Edmonton's Odell Willis. Collaros suffering a concussion on that play. Now finally seeing his first action since that week 2 injury.
Be interesting to see how long it takes him to get into rhythm here. Collaros with a nice toss over to Andy Fantuz. Very close to a first down. Keep in mind, this is the team that Collaros used to quarterback, the Toronto Argonauts, that he's playing against today. He will quickly line him up here.
Get into that short yardage set quickly here after throwing that strike for 9 yards.
And they blow the whistle quickly. Ben Major was trying to get everybody lined up, the umpire. Our referee is Tom Valesi. Keep in mind, this Toronto Argonaut team, too, offensively, they put up extraordinary numbers. Defensively, they have really struggled. They have a number of new faces in new positions this week.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of really constant turnover over the last 2 seasons for this Toronto D.
65 is eligible.
Jalil Carter is the last man standing in that secondary from the Grey Cup. 2nd and 1. Jeremiah Masoli into the game for the short yardage. Should be a first down. It looks like Bakari Grant comes up limping. He'll stay in.
You mentioned Jalil Carter on that Toronto defense, not just the last man standing in the secondary. He's the only starter left from the 2012 Grey Cup on that entire defense. One of the great new finds this year has been Tristan Opalaugo at defensive end. He leads this team with 7 sacks. And Shea Emery, of course, at that middle linebacker spot, 2nd on the team in tackles.
Moses Madu carves up the middle, so Zach Collaros is back. He missed a lot when he was away.
It was definitely frustrating, and I definitely missed all the things that, you know, I love about football. You know, obviously I love playing the game, but I really enjoy the work week. I enjoy breaking down the film, talking to the coaches about the game planning, why we're running the certain plays, and just staying in shape, working out and getting the things that you need to get done during the week to be successful come game day. I really miss those things.
Collaros completes to Greg Ellingson, facing some heat that time as the Argos brought the house. So Zach Collaros again is going to line it up quickly here.
Yeah, you're going to see them loaded up. Safety blitz comes from the top of your screen, Jermaine Gabriel. But this is what Zach Collaros did so well when he played with the Argos last season, was extending plays. They're shuffling to buy a little bit of time for Ellingson to get open.
Luke Tasker has a couple blocks, and Tasker sprints down the sideline to the 20, to the 10, and knocked out of bounds. Big play there on the hit screen to Luke Tasker, son of the former Buffalo Bill Pro Bowler Steve Tasker.
And I like what they're doing. You're going to see the motion out to the right side of the field, get a couple guys out in front with the blocks. Quick hitch, the block set up perfectly. Andy Fantuz ends up free as a lead blocker downfield. And away goes Luke Tasker, the former Cornell star.
Immediately into the red zone go the Tiger Cats. Team that has struggled to put points on the board this season. Madu left side. Moses Madu out of Oklahoma. And again, C.J. Gable out of the lineup for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, so Madu will carry the rock.
Tiger Cats going with a couple different personnel packages early here, getting the big bodies in the game. Joel Reinders, extra offensive lineman lining up as a tight end on that side. So they try to run behind him on that edge.
Hamilton about 44% inside the red zone for touchdowns. Collaros stands in, into the end zone, wide open, touchdown, Bakari Grant. Welcome back, Zach. Bakari Grant was all by himself.
Well, a great combination of routes from the inside receiver. Fantuz and Grant on that play to free up a little bit of space for number 84 in the end zone. And I'll tell you what, for a guy who's missed a lot of reps in this offense, Zach Collaros is looking pretty sharp in the early going.
And giving the ball to owner Bob Young on the sideline. First touchdown at Tim Hortons Field goes to the Hamilton Tiger Cats and Bakari Grant. So the fans, though, got some footballs today, and they're throwing them out on the field now, and players are trying to say, don't do that. Probably not a good idea to hand out stuff like that.
Hey, hand them out on the way out of the building.
Yeah. In any ballpark. Zach Collaros, though,
Give us a ball throw.
only has played a game and a quarter until this game today, missing all kinds of time with a concussion.
What was he doing?
Wide open as Bakari Grant said, what was he doing? And so Tiger Tiger Cats are off and flying here in their new home. Headlock converts. Collaros has his second touchdown pass as a Ticat. Bakari Grant has the first at Tim Hortons Field. The CFL on TSN is brought to you by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Exciting day and an exciting start.
Made it out to his first football game today. KJ, that's for you. Cali life all day.
For the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Bakari Jr., you know all the kids. DG Little.
Oakland, California native Bakari Grant. Second major of the season. First major here at this new stadium. Unveiled today. Ticats jump out to a 10-1 lead. Midway through the first quarter, we have a penalty flag. Cats might have been offside on the kick. Levon Brazil brings it up near the 42-yard line. His first touch as an Argo. Brazil, who spent time with the Indianapolis Colts, just signed recently. Couple of seasons there.
Offside. Hamilton, number 29. That penalty be declined. First down.
Argos like the return. Let's take a look at this touchdown.
Yeah, you're going to see two deep routes from the inside. That's Andy Fantuz, and then you're going to see Bakari Grant, second guy from the inside. Now that's Jamie Robinson covering Grant, the number 3 receiver. He thinks he's going to the corner. He's trying to jump her out to the outside. Grant breaks it back to the inside, ends up wide open, in part because of that inside release that Fantuz took. Turns the back of his defender, so there's no one there to help.
You know Zach Collaros is back in 100% when you see that emotion. He showed that as the understudy to Ricky Ray when Ricky was hurt last year. Started a number of games in place of Ricky Ray last year. And Ricky is back, and as mentioned, Ricky is in fine form this year. Just he needs some bodies to get healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. Real lack of consistency in terms of who he's had in that lineup. There's his top 2 receivers from a year ago, Chad Owens and Andre Dury. They're such key components to this Toronto Argonaut offense. Out of the lineup today, Owens returning briefly last week against Edmonton before being re-injured.
Ricky Ray has yet to complete a pass, and this one is tipped up, and another one incomplete. 0 for 4 for Ricky Ray out of the chute here on this Labor Day.
Well, the Tiger Cats doing a pretty good job of getting pressure, not necessarily getting to Ricky Ray in terms of hits, but getting close enough to Ricky Ray and getting their hands up on that pass rush to create a couple of knockdowns. We saw Antonio Coleman with one earlier. That time it was the blitzing linebacker Eric Harris. As you know, Ray will get rid of the ball so quickly, you're not always going to get to him, but you can still impact him with your pressure.
They'll blow it again. Swayze Waters again, another boomer here. Whistle here.
Procedure. Toronto, number 97. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
See that wind really starting to whip up here. So Swayze Waters will reboot. First kick he had was 77 yards. So the Cats will put 2 back, Tasker and Coke. And Waters thunders another. Coke at his 5. Trying to find some room, nothing doing. Tough start for the Argos. 68-yard kick, 5-yard return. Zach Collaros pumped up in his return to the Ticat uniform. The baby has been born. Here's Matthew Shinetti with the proud papa.
I'm with the caretaker, Rod, and Bob, you just got a special souvenir from Bakari Grant. How does it feel to get the first touchdown ball in Tim Hortons Field?
Well, I made the mistake of telling the team the story of my brother and my involvement with the Ticats. They wanted to give this to me for my brother. I will accept it on behalf of the people of the city of Hamilton.
To that point about your brother, we know physically what this stadium means to you and this city and this team, but emotionally, how important is this day for you because you went ahead and decided to take care of this team for your brother after he passed?
Well, Matt, as you know, I call myself the caretaker because the team existed before I got involved. Hopefully it'll exist for hundreds of years after me. I'm just another Ticat fan, and it's a great privilege to be able to look after it. And the fact that the team has embraced what we're trying to do and embraced my brother by extension means a lot to me.
And so far, what kind of reactions are you getting from fans that you've spoken to?
They're actually more excited than I am, and I didn't think that was possible. I mean, this is Christmas times 10. It's pretty spectacular for all of us.
Thank you very much, Bob. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Christmas Day meets Labor Day. They unwrap their gift today, finally.
Such a testament to the patience and the commitment of Bob Young. He's was very humble there with Matthew, but the fact of getting the Hamilton Tiger Cats to this point and getting this stadium built, one man that deserves a great deal of credit.
Absolutely. Again, the handoff to Madu, and he's trying to plow forward. He's going to be close to the first down again. It's going to be maybe a yard shy. We'll have to see where the spot is. Deep hole here for the Cats and Zach Collaros, though, to dig out, and they will move the sticks. So a couple of running plays, again, risky into the wind back here, but the Cats have scored all their points against this stiff breeze so far.
Yeah, and they elected to start against the wind. They had the opportunity to choose an end. So they'll finish this first half with the wind at their backs, but doing a nice job regaining that field position after Kerry Koch elected to field that punt rather than letting it bounce into the end zone for the single.
Collaros stands in, fires again. He's off to a quick start here to Andy Fantuz for his second catch of the afternoon. And the MO as well for the Tiger Cats. You make a completion, you get up quickly, you get to the line quickly.
Yeah, well, you hear coaches all the time these days talk about playing fast. That's what the Tiger Cats are doing, both in terms of their execution and the actual pace of play.
Whoops. Luke Tasker was off task there about 5-6 yards. Ball was not snapped.
Well, that's playing a little too fast, perhaps.
A little fast. Tasker a big part of that drive that led to the touchdown by Bakari Grant. Already has better numbers than last year.
Offside.
Came in late.
Hamilton number 17. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down. Timer, please hold the clock until snap.
Well, now they'll huddle up. Second down and 8 to go here. By the way, this stadium, and I know a lot of people have been waiting, and there's been a lot of controversy. It's been worth the wait, and it's still only about 70% complete.
Yeah, the facility is just phenomenal.
Sends him out, sidearm to Grant. Finds a seam, Bakari Grant on second down will be held well short of a first down, and so Justin Medlock will come out here, and the former Argo will kick it into this wind. Toronto could get some good field position here with 4:05. One of the amenities of this beautiful place, beyond, I'm sure, good coffee, and although you don't need any today, it's smoking hot, is the video board. The largest outdoor video screen in Canada. It is sharp, it is clear. You see a lot of players even looking up at it during play.
Yeah.
Brendan Smith back. See how the wind affects this kick from Medlock. 41-yard average. It does float up. Trent Guy cuts back. Penalty flag at the midfield stripe. Doubleheader day. Kind of the last day of summer. Labor Day. Back to school tomorrow, back to work. Mark's Labor Day weekend continues next. Could that be any better?
No yards.
The Battle of Alberta.
Hamilton, number 9. 15-yard penalty. First down.
You've played in a few of those, partner, but never before has the intensity been ratcheted up to this point because of their records.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about the stage being set perfectly here with the new stadium and the storyline between the quarterbacks and everything else, but they've got a pretty good storyline happening out west as well. Two teams jostling for first place, and they have been on a collision course for this one from opening day.
Great field position now for Ricky Ray, who's 0-4 in his first quarter. Tight wing formation. Whoa, miscommunication. Simone Lawrence was in the backfield in a flash. Kind of a fake pitch. And a counter that just went awry.
Yeah, Simone Lawrence from his weak side linebacker position. He sniffs this one out and is almost there to take the pitch. With the right blitz on, but he follows that football, gets into perfect position to make the play.
Loss of 6. At the 48. Ray over the top and another incomplete pass. And so far the Hamilton defense is pumped up. Sam Scott right there. And Ricky Ray, one of the highest percentages in the history of the Canadian Football League, is 0 for 5 in this first quarter.
Well, Ricky Ray thinks he's going to have an outlet here, but Sam Scott shows rush, and then he's going to drop back to help out in zone. He ends up sitting basically in what the receiver thought was the open window. So Scott is right there to make a play on that ball.
What a kick. Swayze Waters, talk about the coffin corner. Absolute perfection. Even longer field this time for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Well, Waters in this first quarter, the wind at his back showing off both the strength of his leg and the precision in terms of what he's done punting the football.
Well, 109 yards to go. Absolutely jammed. Tim Hortons Field. As Thomas, ex-Gator, on the line. Cats lead, but long field here. And they're giving up 2. And the Argo defense scores some points here. Moses Madu is stuffed in the end zone. A safety touch here. And it's 10-3.
Someone took a wrong turn in the backfield here, whether it was quarterback Zach Collaros or running back Moses Madu. See, Collaros has to do the full spin here. Opens first to his right and then has to get all the way around to his left to get the ball to Madu. I'm not sure this one was going anywhere anyway, as the Argos dominated at the line of scrimmage on that play. Credit for those 2 points goes to Swayze Waters.
Absolute monstrous kicks
right
here with the wind.
It's a party on the field,
Kiss
man.
him right in the mouth.
Argos jersey, all you need to get in.
Man, hold up. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Hey! That's our baby.
Leon Lang amping it up here, and
Right in the mouth.
the Cats will kick it back to Toronto. 2:07 to go, opening quarter. The quarter where the Argos have had this wind. Should clarify, Ricky Ray has completed a pass, did have the shovel pass. So 1 for 6 for Ray. Still now with the loss needs 96 yards to get to 50,000 yards. Who would have thought? We might have thought that might have happened right away with Ricky Ray.
Stay outside, guys. Come on, boys. What the fuck?
And the Argos won again. Up near the 45-yard line. Woodson, the returner. Ricky Ray on the verge of history here today on Labor Day.
Here's the first guy to break that 50,000-yard barrier, the great Ron Lancaster. Back in 1978. Could it be a little deja vu? Lancaster breaking that milestone against the Tiger Cats.
Now coached here as well. The late Ron Lancaster. Ray now settling in. Far side. Once again, nowhere to go. Making the catch is Xander Robinson, the fullback. Vancouver College.
You're going to see him release from that tight end position. Top of the screen out into the flat, followed by that Sam linebacker, Eric Harris. Closes quickly. The ball, Harris. Like many at the Sam spot, a converted defensive back playing the linebacker position.
2nd and 7. Ray goes deep now, and one-on-one was Darvin Adams downfield. Ed Gainey was down there in coverage. Gainey, the former Montreal Alouette.
Released by Montreal at the end of training camp, quickly picked up by Hamilton early in the season, getting a chance to get into the lineup here. Playing a little bit on passing downs. It's an extra defensive back.
Beyond Hamilton's touchdown in the first quarter, the biggest story has been this guy, Swayze Waters. Is he doing this again? Look at this. No way. You have got to be joking. You could watch hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games and never see that back to back. That's like getting 2 hole-in-ones.
Well, I'll tell you, the other part of this for me is it's one thing to go coffin corner from 35, 40 yards out, to kick the ball 61 yards and be dead on the spot. Fantastic job by Waters. Just crushing the Hamilton Tiger Cats in terms of field position in this opening quarter.
Back-to-back coffin corner kicks to perfection.
Jeremiah Mazzoli.
And here come the Argos over top, and then you're saying that the Cats moved. Zach Alaris is still on the sideline with Kent Austin, and bringing Mazzoli in here.
Mazzoli, short yardage quarterback.
Procedure, Hamilton number 59. It'll be first down. Timer, please hold the clock until stop.
Couldn't go any further back.
Big Brian Simmons, right guard, the man who was flagged, but Mazzoli in that short yardage offense out there to try and get a little breathing room here.
Well, that breathing room is only going to be a yard or 2. 19 seconds away from changing ends here, and Hamilton will then get the win.
Well, this time's going to tick down. I thought the Argos might try and stretch them out to force them to punt here before the end of the first quarter.
Two seconds to go, barring penalty, final play of this opening quarter. So there's going to be a little strategy with this wind here today. On opening day of Tim Hortons Field. Soli shotgun this time, and will hand off. And Madu bursts up near the 12-yard line. You talk breathing room, he just got it. He may have just moved those chains.
A huge run getting behind the left side of that offensive line.
And they do. They get the first down. 15 minutes complete. Hamilton Tiger Cats in their new home with a 10 8-3 lead. The Labor Day Classic. Okay. Back at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton, in the Hammer today, where they open their brand new stadium, and so far the Hamilton Tiger Cats dominating. Look at the passing yards for Ricky Ray, -3 again, just one shovel pass. They were caught behind the line of scrimmage, but Hamilton owning everything except the coffin corner kicks right now, and Zach Collaros has looked in fine form.
Yeah, he has, off to a pretty good start, a little bit limited obviously by those kicks you mentioned from Swayze Waters, who's his good buddy, working when they were with the Toronto Argonauts, but Waters working against him, limiting what he could do with that field position offensively. But Collaros, again, for a guy who has not had a lot of reps in this offense, having been out of the lineup since week 2 and unable to practice for most of that time, looking pretty sharp and pretty comfortable.
Signing as a free agent in the offseason. Pitch to Moses Madu again, who's handling all the spade work in the backfield. And Moses Madu filling in for, again, CJ Gable, and doing it quite admirably so far. That was a big run, end of the quarter there, to get them out of that hole and keep a drive going. Yeah, it sure was, both to try and generate a little bit of momentum, give their defense a bit of a break, but just in terms of that field position as well, things have become, since the Tiger Cat touchdown, a little bit one-sided in terms of the field position battle, courtesy of those punts from Swayze Waters. Look out now. There he goes again, up to the 29-yard line.
This is just a beautifully executed screen by the Hamilton Tiger Cats. You're going to see pressure come from all over. Collaros sucks it in, and there he goes over top of the line to his running back, Madu.
Newcomer Nick Rosamonda making the tackle on Moses Madu's, getting some water on the sideline now, and the pitch this time just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Kerry Koch.
We've seen Hamilton throughout the season try to get their receivers involved in the run game a little bit. Take advantage of the speed of Kerry Koch. Koch being relied on as the Tiger Cats return man today, by the way, with both Brandon Banks and Quincy McDuffie out of the lineup.
Throwing down now for Zach Collaros. Here come the Argos. The heat. The ball's on the turf. Collaros got it back.
Remember, we talked off the top about those shotgun snaps for Mike Filer, but this one looked like it was just fine. Hit Collaros in the hands, but quarterback trying to get his eyes downfield in a hurry.
Justin Medlock, can he match Swayze Waters? Yes, he can. What a boot. Trent Guy up near the 48-yard line. 10-3 Ticats. 49-yard boot. Ricky Ray trying to get it going on Labor Day. Well, another guy who made it to 50K, Damon Allen. October 22nd, 2000. Flea flicker, razzle dazzle. He became the all-time pro passing leader for a while, then was eclipsed, of course, by AC Anthony Calvillo. Ricky Ray, 93 yards away from 50,000 and what has been a great career. Still, obviously, I don't believe anywhere near the twilight of it. According to him, he says that he doesn't want to really think about going after Anthony Calvillo's records, but it's certainly a possibility.
Well, and I think when you look back at Anthony Calvillo, if you kind of think circa 2007, a lot of people weren't sure Anthony Calvillo was going to get there either. But you met a guy named Scott Milanovich, Mark Trestman, of course, playing a role there as well, and extended that career. And we've seen a little revitalization for Ricky Ray the last couple of years under Milanovich as well.
Here's Ray with the rush. Near sideline. Mattea J brings it in. A little bit short of the first down up near the 53-yard line of Hamilton.
An underrated part of Ricky Ray's game is his toughness, and here you'll see with Brandon Stewart right in his face, Ray doesn't take a step back, stands right in there to deliver this throw. Completion to the rookie, Nateyajay.
So the Argos are not going to go after this. Swayze Waters, who was booting into that breeze. A couple of 70-yard bombs, this time against it. Luke Tasker and Kerry Koch back. Another big one, though, against the wind. Koch. And no yards on the play. Another boomer. Speaking of boomers, he'll be with us. Yes, boomers in the house along with John Saunders. Our ESPN buddies are here. They'll be with us when we come back as our Labor Day Classic continues on TSN.
You know, you're very good because since you can't see.
Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field. That's okay. Boomer's here. Chris Berman is here. John Saunders.
He never worked in television before.
He didn't give me the go sign.
And our buddy John Saunders back home again. You've been at a CFL game. Chris, you're one of the biggest advocates as an NFL guy for the CFL down south. This is the first time you've been to a CFL game.
To a CFL game in person. I've already picked up a few of the nuances. I think it's interesting with the crowd, and we'll talk about it when we get going around here, but it's the crowd comes up on defense on second down, and it was just first down. Oh yeah, because if they stop, then there's a punt. When the punt was fielded 2-3 yards deep in the end zone, the crowd came up like, oh, are we going to get out? Or are we going to give up a rouge?
Oh, you threw that in there.
You know, I mean, it was just very interesting to me.
Zach Collaros from his goal line down the sideline. What a catch by Bakari Grant. How about that?
Zach Collaros, you know, one of the great things for me covering college football is a lot of the players that aren't going to make it to the NFL obviously end up here. And Zach Collaros, I followed him. He had a great senior year at Cincinnati, and so it's not surprising to see him do this well.
Yeah, that's typical CFL catch. Bill Stiegel, by the way, is in the studio. He's back in the studio.
One of my favorites. Yeah, obviously the great receiver, one of the greats, statistically certainly all time. I was anyway here in the CFL. We got to know each other when I went up to Winnipeg, the Peg, a few years ago.
Uh-oh, look out, Collaros.
Nice.
Moses Madu up near the 45. You know what? 40. Let me let these guys take it away here. I mean,
I don't know about it.
It's okay. We'll give you the name. You just take it from there. How's that?
Well, I don't know all
Johnny
the names.
You hit up the names. We got the rest.
Okay, you guys take the rest.
Well, this is an honor. Excuse me, an honor. Here on
That's right. There's a
By the way, this isn't Whitehorse or Medicine Hat. It's hot here.
It's smoking hot today.
I thought I was in Canada, John.
It's a steel town. They left the steel mills on just for us, and I think they're burning right behind us.
All right, go ahead, Boomer.
Second and one, Collaros. With the three guys in motion, you see to the right, but a little trickery to give it to the left. I don't think he got it. Who is that, Rod? I mean, I don't have my depth chart.
That's okay. Moses Madu, and I don't think you got like a guy named Moses, though.
He did not part the left side of the line.
There you go. Didn't take long. Get that? You got it, though.
He did, though, huh?
Yeah, we're generous up in Canada. We give those. That's how it works. We're very generous.
You know, with the exchange rate, you got a little extra yardage on it.
That's true. It didn't used to be that way.
So between the two of you in those ESPN studios, I would say the biggest CFL fans are right here.
Oh, without question. I come by it naturally, as you know, being a Canadian. And Collaros out of the shotgun again. The blitz is on. Collaros into the flats. And that's going to be a loss of a couple of yards.
You're going to love that guy. Steve Tasker's boy, Luke Tasker.
Luke, I spoke to Luke before the game. Of course, I've been a longtime friend of his dad, who, if they ever have a special teamer go into the Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, our Pro Football Hall of Fame, just had our first punter, so it won't happen for a while. But if they have a special teamer, his dad must be considered and maybe the first one, Steve. Luke and I talked before the game. Cornell Brown for me. So look, the Swami made his first prediction. The NFL season hasn't started. He said 24-18 Hamilton. You have to make me look good. I said, I'll do my best. Not on that play, though.
Well, you're looking pretty good so far on the score. Go ahead.
Colares will take it, and there's the flags, which I like the flags up here, too. You can see them at night.
Time count violation.
We've had a lot
Hamilton,
of them, by the way.
4.
I want to show you this because I think this is pretty special. Before the game,
second down.
I know there was a lot made of a couple of years ago, the Joe Cap, Angela Mosca thing. You had a chance to meet the King Kong.
I knew exactly who it was, too. This is... Yeah, well, we, every now and then on Come On Man, we see Angelo and Joe. That was a true. I don't know. Does he know that we run that about 45 times?
He's cool with it, though. He's
pro
cool.
wrestling. He knows.
He could be the mayor of this city. I'm telling you, he's a legend.
Colares has time, dumps it, flag, and so that will get up some of the yards. But we'll have to wait for the
looks like
John
holding to me.
We have to wait till the official comes up with the call.
I taught him on the way up here all of the translations of the correct way to say certain words.
Holding. Hamilton, number 50.
As predicted.
That penalty is declined.
Do you think we say A in all those things? They're a little different.
No, but we say stupid things. I mean, fun things that you come down to the States and say stuff. We say that. So it's just to be friendly. It's almost like, hey, we get it. For one thing, we got something to tell you here in a minute, but here's a punt. He punts and kicks, doesn't he? And up to 17. Hamilton on defense has really been fired up, of course, this special teams. But obviously, you open up a new stadium, which we were honored. I don't know if you saw before, probably before you guys came on. It's Tim Hortons Field. Bob Young, the caretaker, the owner, what a nice guy. We've talked on the phone, but we met today. Bob had the first, and John and I had the second and third donut in the history of Tim Hortons Field. I'm very honored.
Donuts, do you?
I don't do donuts. What do you mean? I'm Canadian, right? You do donuts? A refreshment that's a golden type color. I don't think I have the name. We do that. I like my fish and chips. I mean,
what flavor did I have? You know what I had. I asked for érable. Maple. You have to have érable.
You are so up on this. What about watching? Again, you see the highlights down here, down in the States, Boomer, and you run them. What about Ricky Ray? And I mean, obviously a bit of a slow start here. And what do you think about this guy?
Well, look, anyone that plays a long time in professional sports, as Ricky Ray does, and I know he's close to what, 50,000? I mean, 50,000 yards passing. Look, it doesn't matter. I respect anyone that still has the drive, the ability, the know-how, and the understanding that it is still fun. I know it's a game. I know you can get hurt. It's contracts, this, but right? I mean, it's fun, and he's still having fun like he did 20 years ago or whatever. And I give him credit. I give anybody like Ricky Ray credit who's still out there doing his best and entertaining the fans.
Great run for Ricky.
So now Ray with motion of the farce on the downside of the field. Evades one.
Spin.
Fires it up, but he's wide open. The ball was beautifully knocked down. The bad news is he was the receiver.
That's his old buddy, Jason Barnes. That's Matt Barnes' brother, by the way.
The basketball?
Yeah.
Matt Barnes?
Yeah, that's his brother.
Wow.
Well, he went up for like a rebound.
Yeah, except
he was trying to tip it in.
Not supposed to knock it down.
Well,
hit him in the worst possible place, though. Right in the hands.
Well, we're going to let you guys go after the kick. One more play. I'm
good
hoping.
Breeze here. You know what? Here's what I like. In the first quarter, you had a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 6. You had every sort of score in the first quarter, in the first quarter ever at Tim Hortons Field.
Only appropriate. Go ahead, Boomer.
Well, who's punting here, fellas?
Swayze Waters. You got to love that name.
Swayze Muddy Waters. Actually, that's a good kick. And is it Luke? No, he doesn't do that.
And none of this sissy fair catch stuff. None of that NFL fair catch. Get out there and play.
Thanks for letting us.
Love seeing you.
Thanks
Welcome
for
home.
letting us barge in on your telecast.
Boomer.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks,
Enjoy
Mike.
Canada.
We will. Turn on the air conditioning.
Usually hosts third.
Thursday, the 2014 NFL season kicks off. TSN is your home for all the action. Packers, Seahawks underway, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific across TSN's newly expanded feeds. All the great fans here. Boomer doesn't want to leave. He loves the game. That was a great treat having John so much work with the Toronto Raptors, of course, a guy from this area, does great work on ABC and ESPN. And Boomer's a legend down south with his NFL coverage. Has a penalty flag. Looks like it could be a block or a hold as Collaros sprinted out of trouble. It's fascinating what he was talking about during commercial break and how not only is Chris Berman a fan of this game, but a real student.
Holding.
Yeah.
Hamilton, number 61. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Well, and there are the obvious differences between Canadian and American football that we talk about all the time. The difference in the size of the field, the 12 men, the motion, the way that points are scored and so on, location of the goalposts, any number of those things. But the little details that he has very quickly picked up on being here to see the game in person, very impressive.
Great to have him here, and again, great to have ESPN, part of the CFL family with TSN. The game's broadcast down south. Collaros jumps up and completes the pass, but doesn't get back to the initial line of scrimmage. 1st and 20. Moses Madu is getting a lot of touches. He's having kind of a C.J. Gable-like day, is he not?
Well, this was one of the things I wondered about with Gable out of the lineup and Madu only getting 7 touches last week, was will he be more involved? Coming in knowing he's going to be the starter and so on. As he gets more reps and more comfortable in this offense, Tommy Condell, the Ticats offensive coordinator, certainly showing some faith in his running back today.
Collaros whips it down the far sideline, and making the catch is Ellingson. Greg Ellingson with his 2nd reception of the afternoon. The big gainer, 39 yards from Zach Collaros.
Collaros again using his legs to buy a little bit of time, keeping those eyes downfield all the way. There comes pressure, little scramble, but still looking to throw. Ellingson comes open on that sideline. Big gain for the Tiger Cats.
Collaros just went over to the sideline to get a signal from Kent Austin. See, that might have an issue with speakers in the helmet right now. Play calling. Collaros back behind center. Shotgun again. Slant pattern far side, and Ellingson again, and lunging forward. This will depend on the spot. It looks like he might be a yard short of the first down.
I'll tell you, it would mean so much to this Hamilton Tiger Cat offense to get this guy, Greg Ellingson, going on a bit of a roll again. The young man was leading the CFL in receiving when he got injured about 2/3 of the way through last season.
So Collaros will stay in for the short yardage this time. They don't go to Masoli. Lunging forward. They need to get these guys going.
Yeah, 3 big receivers for this team last season. All well off their 2013 pace at this point. But starting quarterbacks back in the lineup and a whole lot of football left to be played.
Well, that's the thing, too. Not a lot of continuity. Once Collaros went out of the lineup, Jeremiah Masoli, of course, came in. Then Dan Lefevre had some success. Then, of course, went out for the season with that injury. But now it's the Zach show again. 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Collaros back to pass over the top, and Moses Madu can't hang on. That was a touchdown.
Too much time to think about it. Wide open. Beautiful execution here from the Tiger Cats, except the end. There it is, a little play action. Everybody after that run fake, everybody forgets all about Moses Madu. He slips out. That little leak route, Collaros laid it out perfectly. Real missed opportunity there for Moses Madu.
Yeah, he's had 12 touches, 35 receiving yards, 35 rushing yards, but that's one they might talk about unless he can make amends for that one here. Madu's in the backfield with Collaros, 2nd and 10. Here comes the house. Collaros lets it go, and it's batted away. So what should have been 6. And a major score here. Cats are going to have to settle for a field goal again.
When Jamie Robinson supplying the pressure and the knockdown on that one. Ken Austin telling Moses Madu, just relax. And he got a little bit uptight as that ball was on its way in. Good job by the head coach.
Well, the emphasis has been for Austin in a 1-6 season, as this one splits the uprights. No eyes down, no heads down. Don't worry about it. Not sure if the head was down here, but the ball was. Opportunity missed. .243 till halftime. Rod Smith, the boys, Schultze, Matty, and Milt. Paul Lapalisse, GMC coach's playbook. They'll be talking some D and Zach Collaros, and the coach is going to talk about some punting. And he's got a spotter at work here today. What is this, Wrigley Field? Tough ticket to get into today. Ricky Ray pulls it back, sidearm.
The running back's having a little trouble squeezing that ball.
Curtis Steele. Argos offense piles up so much yardage the regular season. This has been an abysmal effort in this first half. #1 in net offense, #1 in passing offense. Cats D has been good here. 2nd and 10. Here they come. There goes the ball, and Ricky Ray off again, looking for Jason Barnes. Frustration mounts for Ricky Ray and the Toronto Argonauts.
Well, it's the right read, the right look there with the safety blitz coming from Craig Butler. Jason Barnes tried to take the middle, but enough heat on Ricky Ray that he had to get rid of that ball and off the mark.
All the talk about getting to 50K. We thought Ricky Ray might have done that in the first quarter. That's what he normally does. 3 of 12 for 2 yards passing. That is very un-Ray-like, un-Argo-like. Swayze Waters again. High kick. Harry Koch. Bobbled the football, but there's no yards on the play. Won't matter. Scrum ensues over there. The two teams that love each other a whole lot in the battle of the QEW. This 44th version of the Labor Day Classic, the first back in 1950. Hamilton won 13-6 at Ivor Wynn.
No yards. Toronto number 36. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Let's go back to the sideline and join Matthew Shinetti once again. Matt?
Guys, a few weeks ago, Zach Collaros and I were actually talking about his recovery process from that hit he took in week 2, and he shared with me some anxieties he had about his post-concussion symptoms and about his worry about his reputation in the locker room. And then he said the one guy who kept me calm through it all was Andy Fantus. And I asked Fantus about it this week. He said, I know about concussion. So I went to Zach and said, take your time, listen to your body. I've seen quarterbacks come back, take hits over and over, and have it affect their careers. And then I told Zach, listen, when you're ready, the locker room will be ready for you, guys.
Well, they tried to force one in there. Matt Black knocked it down. Right now, the understudy, though, is besting the master, but we've only played a half of football. Collaros, numbers off the charts, considering he hasn't played since week 2.
Yeah, 12 of 15, 174 yards, including a touchdown pass in there thus far. Ricky Ray, just 3 of 10, only 2 passing yards so far. As far as Zach Collaros coming back from those concussions, as Matthew mentioned, some concern that when you're the new guy coming to the team and you're the new coming in as the starting quarterback and so on, he wanted to come in and prove himself and really didn't have that opportunity before he got hurt.
Collaros also told us yesterday that he kind of was waiting for that first hit, you know, to see how he could absorb it. This is one of the first times he has been hit, stopped in the backfield.
And suggested that any game, whether coming back from a concussion or otherwise, he said he kind of like to take that first one. That's when you feel like you're in the game. But I would imagine certainly getting up from the first big hit today would provide an extra special confidence boost.
You chose the boundary in the first one, right?
Smith, like he lost that of his son. Justin Medlock, a good boot here, and a long field for the Toronto Argonauts. And as Ricky Ray makes his way out in the field, Zach Collaros last year took over from Ricky when he was hurt. Said he learned a lot from the master.
The main thing he taught me was just how to be a pro. You know, he takes care of himself. He takes care of his body. You know, he's able to, you know, I know the last 2 seasons he's gotten injured, but you don't reach a number like 50,000 without playing a lot of football games and lasting an entire season. He really approaches the game in the week of practice the same way, you know, every single time, and I've tried to emulate that.
Ray fires, catch made. Trent Guy lunging. Simone Lawrence right there to stop him in his tracks. Nice catch, but only a 2-yard gain.
Ricky Ray took another big hit here. Pressure came right up the middle. Antonio Coleman came around on that loop, right up his gut.
Cats roaring here. Slant pattern for a J, and he's dropped by Courtney Stephen. Again, this will depend on the spot. It's spotted near the 22-yard line, and that's where the first down marker is. They're going to measure this. Could be very close. The thing about Ricky Ray is he could be 12 of 13 right now for 200, or the numbers that he have are clearly not his numbers. But he's a guy who never panics as well, and he knows that he can always quickly get back in ball games. He's done it. This is his pedigree.
Yeah, I think when you look at the great quarterbacks, including the names that are on that 50,000-yard list ahead of Ricky Ray, it's one of the things that makes them great is, you don't want to call it a short memory, but certainly the ability to not get bogged down by adversity. You learn from the mistakes and you learn from the adversity, but the most important play is always the next one.
So short yardage here. And there was a penalty flag on 3rd and inches. Ricky Ray will come back into the huddle.
Hamilton, number 72. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Mitchell Gale was the short yardage quarterback.
You've got that one hand out a little bit ahead of the others. That one belonging to big Brian Hall in the middle of that defense. Give the Argos their second first down of the game.
Hard to believe here. 1:06 to go before halftime. Here they come again. Ray has to unload again quickly. And on the far side, it's Natea J taking off. And a penalty flag on a horse collar tackle at the end. And that will move the ball even further. So Ray with his biggest play from scrimmage. Natea J with his biggest CFL play in his short career so far.
He's just going to run that little hang from the wide side.
Tackle. Hamilton, number 22. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Courtney Stephen flagged, as you saw at the end of the play. Watch the left hand. Up on the collar to hand Toronto a little extra field position here.
32-yarder. Ricky Ray's 46 yards away from 50,000. Plus the penalty. First and 10. 36-yard line. Ray, pump fake. Now decides to go, and he is belted. Ray sandwich. He's lucky to get up.
We talked about it a little earlier. We all know about the accuracy and that great passing arm of Ricky Ray. And it leaves other parts of his game a little bit overshadowed or underrated. We talked about the toughness earlier. You could say the same thing for Ricky Ray's ability to extend plays as he just did.
2nd down and 4 here for the Argos. Twin backs. Ricky Ray's in trouble again. Now throws it to the far side. There's a penalty flag. Again. And the Argos are signaling it's against the Tiger Cats, which would move this close to the red zone.
Illegal contact. Hamilton, number 24. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
We'll go against the field halfback Michael Coe working against Jason Barnes. Little over-enthusiastic on the receiver.
Barnes looked over at the official, saw it, knew it. Furthest the Argos have been downfield all game with 28 seconds to go before halftime. Backfield in motion here. Argos got a great red zone number this season. And going to the end zone and catching it for the touchdown is Trent Guy. The newest Argo, Trent Guy, has the touchdown.
And suddenly everyone's forgotten all about Ricky Ray's slow start here today. Safety blitz comes from the right side of your screen. That means the middle of the field is open. Ricky Ray knows it. Trent Guy knows it. No help for Eric Harris over the top. Perfectly placed ball and big catch for Trent Guy.
Don't hit the center in the head.
Trent Guy again spent time with the Montreal Alouettes. 6 games with the Argos last season.
Hey, Marie, mama. Kids, I love y'all.
Didn't see any action, though, not much, and now he is today because of the dearth of receivers for Ricky Ray. This time he finds him. We've got a 3-point ball game.
You'll see the safety blitz from Craig Butler comes from the bottom of the line. Ricky Ray and Trent Guy recognize there's no help over the top with the safety gone. If he can get that inside release, then stack the defender, Eric Harris. Ray just has to put it over the top and let Trent Guy run under it.
Trent Guy makes his way back to the Argos and makes his way to the end zone. Ricky Ray, who had such a slow start. We just talked about it. He gets hot in a hurry.
Ricky Ray, 4 of 4 on that touchdown drive. After that slow start, 3 of 12 up to that point.
64 yards now and 26 yards away. So likely sometime in the second half, Ricky Ray will eclipse 50,000 yards. 22 seconds left. Second quarter. Swayze Waters, who's been a big story here in this first half. Kerry Koch has a couple blocks. Another penalty flag. Be interesting to see how the wind plays out here too in the second half, because it is not dying down.
Holding. Hamilton, number 45. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
That negates that return. 17 to go. Will the Cats be conservative here? Take the lead into the locker room?
Rod, you mentioned that win. Both teams doing most of their scoring against the wind. The Argos won the coin toss and they chose to take the ball. Hamilton chose to have the wind in the second quarter. I wonder if they might rethink that in the second half.
Laris will keep it on the ground to Madu. He draws a crowd up near the 30-yard line. coming down to what should be the final play here. Very interesting first half. Two teams that last met in the Labor Day Classic 2 years ago, and Toronto won in a thriller 33-30. Looks like it could be a close one again. Two teams that are desperate for wins right now in the East. So protection formation. Zach Collaros enjoys a good first half. Hamilton Tiger Cats have the lead 13-10 on the Labor Day Classic from brand new Tim Hortons Field. Let's go back to the studio. Here's Rod Smith in the panel.
Yes, Rod, the first half of a new stadium in the books with the Ticats leading, although leading by much less of a margin than they could have. Milt Stegall, Matt Dunnigan, and Chris Schultz here to talk about this first half of football. And one of the most telling stats up until that last drive by the Argos was the disparity between master and apprentice. And Ricky Ray, up to that point, had only 2 yards passing, and Matty Zach Collaros could have been almost perfect as it stands. 14 of 18 with 1 touchdown pass. Could have had 2 more completions for touchdowns. Should have.
Absolutely. And, you know, you heard Rod Black say that, you know, he had a good first half. I think that's an understatement. This kid had a brilliant first half, and it's good to have him back because he showed what he brings to the table and what he can do. And this is high percentage throw into the wind, good play call, and gets the job done. Luke Tasker doing his thing. Good idea to get the football in his hands on certain plays like that. And then here, this is just a bust in coverage. Well-designed play again. Zach puts it on the money. This time, Bakari Grant does catch it. And then here, this is what I love. Keeps his eyes downfield, keeps his poise, finds Ellenson on the sidelines, and moves the chain. All right, this is what this kid can do for you. This is why they're happy to have him back. Everything's falling into place for this football team. They should be dominating at this point, but unfortunately, Milt, a couple of drops have cost young Zach Collaros and his football team.
You talk about dominating. I have to say that defense is pretty much dominating. If not for that last drive, it would have been a total team dominating effort by that defense. But they struggled a little with that last drive. But coming into this game, they had struggled all year long. But they're playing a dominant game right now. They're not allowing Ricky Ray to drop back and settle and find his receivers. His receivers aren't getting open. They can't run the ball. They're doing everything they're supposed to do. Ricky Ray has 65 yards passing for a total of 89 yards with rushing and passing. They're doing a great job. But you have to remember, you're playing against Ricky Ray. You can't get conservative. You can't get complacent, because if you do, he'll come out and he'll burn you. Keep playing well, keep putting pressure on him, and you got a chance to play a great game.
You know, Milton, I agree with your assessment on the defensive dominance, but it's been a physical dominance also for the Hamilton Ticats, and it started right from the beginning on the special teams. Opening kickoff, it did send a message by creating a turnover. Maybe this is an omen for the new stadium for the Ticats. The problem was they only got 3 points. They didn't get 7 points on this turnover. That could come back and haunt them. Again, the kick coverage team, which are always the emotional aspect of the team. They come up, they give the returner a nice little whack there, sends a message, elevates. And on defense, as you expressed, Milt, look at Simone Lawrence, read that play awfully fast, came in and made a play on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage. More than anything else, I think that Trent Guy touchdown, false confidence for the Toronto Argonauts. If I was in that locker room, I'd say, guys, get it together, because we're getting out-hit on the line of scrimmage defensively especially.
With the festivities and moving into this new stadium, we talked about it before, little jitters here on either of these teams?
You know, I don't know. I see a lot of mistakes. I see a lot of drop balls. The wind has a lot to do with it, and it's going to be a huge influence in the second half how they use that wind.
Yeah, Schultz, you know, oftentimes we talk about how difficult it is to throw with the wind conditions the way they are. It's also difficult to catch the football, too, because it's like a knuckleball coming at you a lot of times, and I'm giving the receivers a benefit of the doubt here because there are so many drop balls. But Bakari Grant and certainly Jason Barnes, these guys got sure hands, and I think the ball's moving on them. Milt, you've been there.
Well, they got to catch the balls regardless. And I think this opening drive for Hamilton, I'm not for sure if they're on offense or defense, but regardless, is big for them. If they're on defense, they need to stop Toronto, and if they're on offense, they need to score some points. And I think that would bode well for them winning this game.
Well, once again, looked like Ricky Ray and the Argos were out of this thing. Could have been down big time. They come right back down. And another touchdown pass to a different receiver. That's 12 now on the season to Trent Guy for the Argos to get right back in at 3 points behind Tim Hortons Field. Half number 1 in the books, and it is Hamilton leading it by 3. We'll be back. Ticats lead the Argos at the half in this Labor Day Monday. Here's Matty with the stats.
Rod, you asked us at half if these teams seemed a little tight. I believe the Toronto Argonauts certainly were. Ricky Ray didn't have a lot of help. He was 4 for 4 in the last drive, so he only had basically 3 completions that whole first half up until that last drive. And over here, Caleros, dude, he had 2 TDs dropped. That guy could be 14 to 16. This should be a runaway.
And here is Zach Caleros now with Matthew Shinetti.
Zach, we talked yesterday about some of the factors that might help you get comfortable. What helped you get comfortable early on in the game?
Our defense and obviously our special teams getting us that strip the first play of the game has helped the offense ease into this one.
A lot of speed and execution to start off the game. Is that something you're going to have to go back to in the second half?
A lot of what?
Speed in execution, unsettling the Argos.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job on our no-huddle stuff. If we go back to it, we're going to have to execute it the way we just did.
Thanks, Zach.
Thanks.
Labor Day Monday, always a great day for a sports fan. You got the CFL doubleheader, Stamps, Eskimos coming up later in Calgary. Not to mention all the tennis, U.S. Open action, Glenn Sheeler, and some baseball as well.
Yeah, of course. Just by the way, Rod, the tennis over on TSN2 right now. All the football, Sports Center coming up after this doubleheader. Genie and Milos in action later. But let's get you up to date on the playoff push in the majors. We'll start with the Baltimore Orioles leading the AL East, hosting the Twins. Top 2, Kevin Gausman gets Joe Mauer swinging to end the inning. It is still currently scoreless. Top 5. Phillies and Braves. Atlanta 1.5 games out of the NL wild card. Bottom 1, 2 on for Freddie Freeman, but Cole Hamels gets him swinging. It's currently 1-0 Philly in the 5th. And Mets and Marlins, top 3 bases loaded when David Wright slaps a single up the middle. 2-run score. Another run comes in on the error, making it 4-2 Mets. And coming up after the doubleheader, guys, complete tennis story. Milos and Genie both in action. Plus 30 years of TSN. Today, Rod, we will have the top 10 moments in TSN history.
30 years, even before my time starting here. Yes, it's amazing to think about that. Happy birthday, TSN. Happy Hamilton Tiger Cats could be happier, but they are leading by 3 at the half of their new Tim Hortons Field. We'll be back. Our NFL coverage getting set too. NFL kickoff coming up on Thursday with the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers and company against the defending Super Bowl champion Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. So that's Thursday starting at 7:30 Eastern Time. Here in the Labor Day Classic in Hamilton, Ticats at the half leading the Argos by 3. Here's Paul Lapalisse and the GMC Coaches Playbook. All the talk coming in about new Tim Hortons Field. How about Tim Hortons Field position on a windy day in Hamilton? And the punting game has been a big factor.
Yeah, it's been tremendous. And as a head coach, that's one of the first things. When you got a windy game, you're going to want to make sure you have an understanding of what you're going to do with the wind. Let's take a look at Swayze Waters. He has 4 punts with the wind, 64 yards, 3 punts in the wind, drops down to 40, 20%, about 20 yards difference. Same thing with Justin Medlock. As you look at it, Swayze's first 2 kicks were 80 yards average. So it's a huge thing that you need to do. Let's take a look at the film. We had a couple of kicks here. As he breaks this down, there's one, puts it right inside the 1-yard line. It is hard for an offense to be able to be in a position to make a play when the ball starts, the drive starts, and you have to go 109 yards. Watch this. This is a field kick. The returner's into the boundary. He kicks to the wide side of the field, and this is, again, a beautiful kick. Goes right down to the 1-yard line. Now, look at this one. This is into the wind. This is Justin Medlock in the first quarter. Here's the problem. As the returner runs up because the ball's into the wind, the guys covering it don't understand how far the guy comes up. Brandon Stewart, not only this is a good return into the wind, but you add a 15-yard no yards penalty on that. So those are the things you have to, as a head coach, manage and go through. Interesting thing for Toronto, they won the toss. They decided to take the ball instead of get the wind in one of the long quarters. So it'll be interesting to see how this game plays out.
This new stadium on the same footprint as old Ivor Stadium. Remember, many windy days there in Hamilton. We got one here, too. And a close one that the Ticats could be leading by more, but for a couple of touchdown passes dropped. The Argos getting right back in it. 13-10 second half kickoff coming up in Hamilton.
Back at Tim Hortons Field, opening day on Labor Day 2014. 3-point game. Hamilton leads Toronto. The Argos off to a slow start. Picked it up late. First half. Here's Ricky Ray with Matthew Shinetti.
Ricky, how relieved were you to get that touchdown drive in the half?
Yeah, we needed that. We needed to get something going and get some points, and that was big before the half.
What's going to be the key in this second half, knowing the kind of multiple looks their defense gives you?
Yeah, I mean, they're bringing some pressure, and, you know, we're going to be able to take some chances down the field. We just got to connect on them.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
Well, the quiet assassin, Ricky Ray. The guys in the studio said he can kill you at any moment. And again, slow start. Argos offense plotted out of the gate and then rally back down 3.
Yeah, the patience, the calm, the poise of Ricky Ray all paying off down the stretch. And one of the things we talked about, and you heard Paul LaPolice talk about the importance of special teams and the situation that arose with some of the punts in the first half. Believe me, as far as keeping this game close through that first half, Swayze Waters and his placement of a couple of those punts, absolutely huge.
Swayze was a force to be reckoned with in that first half. Led to 2-point safety. We'll see how all these points play out again, and most of the scoring going against the wind, mind you. 2 touchdowns scored there, but Zach Collaros enjoying a tidy first half and back in action. As Matt Dunnigan said, he was on fire early on. There's that breeze of wind. It's not dying down here. Cats will have the wind in the 4th. Newcomer Levon Brazil is back. So is Anthony Woodson. Brazil, a former 6th-round pick of the Indianapolis Colts. He's going to take it. Try to cut back. No go. So Ricky Ray's ascent to the 50,000-yard club will continue. 26 yards away now.
The 3rd man who joined that list back in 2004. None other than Danny McManus. Another legend here in Hamilton. Grey Cup champion. League's most outstanding player in 1999 as a Tiger Cat.
Assistant GM and Director of Scouting in Winnipeg. The Blue Bombers. Hall of Famer. Handoff. Gobbled up at the line of scrimmage. Ted Laurent. Steve Slayton going nowhere.
Big Ted Laurent from the right side of your screen. That defensive line position just sliced down to the inside to beat his man. You see he and Brian Bulkey in the middle of that Tiger Cat defense. Could be even another Canadian reinforcement on the way. In 2013, #1 overall pick Lyndon Gadosh. Released by the Carolina Panthers, currently in negotiations with the Ticats.
2nd and 12, the loss of 2. Ray in trouble now, throws it over the top, and one-hops it for his intended target, Darvin Adams. So another 2 and out. 2nd down conversions, an issue for the Argos in that first half. In this game, just 1 of 10 on 2nd down.
Watch this bull rush by Brian Bulkey. He got the center, Jeff Keeping, on skates a little bit there, forcing Ricky Ray out of that pocket and out of his rhythm.
1 of 10 on 2nd downs, but still trailing only by 3 here. Waters, another hefty kick. Kerry Cook doesn't know where it is. He'll wait. And he will be smothered at the 10. There's a penalty flag as he was thrown out of bounds. 65-yard kick that time. Swayze Waters is helping his average certainly today.
And I suspect that
illegal block. Hamilton, half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
I think Kerry Coke debated a little bit. There were a couple punts in the first half where I thought he'd have been better off letting them bounce into the end zone for the single point. And so you saw him back off on this one. And of course, the ball this time just sits down dead on him. But here, if you keep an eye, Sam Scott, number 92. Comes in with that hit a little bit from the back. Pick up the flag that's going to leave the Ticats backed up even further.
Third time in this ball game in the shadows of their goalpost. The pitch this time. Moses Madu goes nowhere. Vincent Agnew. Initial contact. Again, a penalty flag on the far side of the field on the goal line. Looks like it's going against the Cats. Argos will decline it likely.
Illegal formation, no end. Hamilton. That penalty is declined. Second down.
Second down again. Another key down. Penned near their end zone.
Great recognition and reaction there. Vincent Agnew, the boundary corner for the Argos. First-year player out of Central Michigan. Part of that big Central Michigan contingent in the CFL this year.
Yeah, there are a lot of guys. Follow Cincinnati Bearcat Kolaris. Four-man rush. They'll throw it away, and the Cats, where they are now against this breeze, very likely will give up a deuce here. And that's twice now in this game that Swayze Waters has been responsible for that.
Yeah, he's completely changed the face of this game in terms of what he's done with those big punts, pinning the Ticats deep, altering what they can do as far as their play calling, swinging the field in terms of that field position. As you said, directly resulting in a safety in the first half. We'll see if the Tiger Cats opt to take another here.
Carter's alive.
Headlocks deep. Two. Swayze Waters helps out with another booming punt that leads to another safety. The lead is now 1. What could be and should be a 50K day for Ricky Ray. Anthony Calvillo reached 50,000 yards passing on his way to becoming the all-time leader.
And Anthony Calvillo, who recently retired, AC, the 4th man ever to break that 50,000-yard barrier.
On his way to 79,000 plus. That's the new mark. Anyone ever come close to that? Ricky Ray hangs in 5 years. Would make it close. Battling up and the fumbled football. And the Cats say they have it. Another return is muffed by the Argonauts. Wow. Levon Brazil in his first game as an Argo. And the Hamilton Tiger Cats have the football again. First it was Trent Guy. This time, Brazil.
Another big hit. The Tiger Cats have cranked up the intensity on special teams here today. Right from the get-go. And for Toronto, you've seen the good and the bad of special teams. The great punting of Swayze Waters. So you saw the ball just sitting up there. Of course, the struggles in terms of ball security from their return teams.
Just 2 turnovers on the day, both on punt returns. Trent Guy earlier. Kick return. And Levon Brazil. Scott Milanovic. B-Smith. Jim Daly, the special teams coordinator. Kolaris now, play action. Hangs in. Kolaris now decides to throw downfield. And coming back to the football. And it's caught by Ellingson.
Well, one official's waved it off, saying he was out of bounds. And I do think that second call is going to be right. But we will take a closer look. This couldn't be a whole lot closer. Ellington goes to his knees on the sidelines. See if he has the ball before that knee hits the sideline. We'll slow it down here.
Well, Kent Austin just saw it on the big scoreboard. He didn't even have to wait for his coaches. This is where that big video board comes into play here. He saw it and he threw the flag. Challenge flag here from Kent Austin.
I think he's good.
That looks good there.
See, he's still inside that line.
Hamilton is challenging that the pass was complete. We'll review the play.
He's still inside that line when he catches the football. We'll see if we can get another angle here to see if he maintains possession after he goes down. But you see the ball pop out right there as he rolls over.
And do you have official control of the ball? That's the issue right now. Here it is.
After review, the Hamilton player did not survive contact with the ground. Incomplete pass. The ruling on the field stands.
It's the right call.
Second down and 10. Looks out for Madu now. Some running room, sideline, and batters forward, close to a first down. May have stepped up just before the yardstick. Moses Madu getting another touch here. Moses Madu, who dropped, could have been and should have been a touchdown early in the ball game. Come back to haunt the Tiger Cats later. Two majors scored, one by Bakari Grant for Hamilton, the other by Trent Guy for Toronto. Jeremiah Masoli's in the game, 3rd and 1. And I'm not sure. Argos feel that they stopped him. Soli was up pretty high on that plunge. All depends on this spot. And they will move it. Got it.
Oh, got it, but not by much. Take a closer look here. Opalaugo and Jones both over the top.
Polaris rolling and throwing, and Samuel Giguère was the intended target. Incomplete pass on that far side. Dangerous toss that time from Zach Collaros.
Nonetheless, you have to be impressed by the performance of Zach Collaros here today. We had a long talk with both he and Kent Austin yesterday about the nature of the offense and about the way that Kent Austin coaches his quarterbacks, and it's unique. And as Austin describes himself, he says, when a quarterback comes here, we basically tell them you have to wipe the slate clean from anything you've been taught before. Not that our system's better, but we teach differently, and so it takes a while to learn.
Whistles and flags. Even Zach admitted to us, said that, you know, it's kind of complicated, but he finally got on the right slate.
Timeout. Hamilton. Sorry, Hamilton.
And what Collaros was saying at the same time is that, you know, sometimes you just wanted someone to tell him instead of asking questions. Just tell me what to do.
Yeah, but you have to learn, and it takes time. And the only way, as Kent Austin pointed out, is through reps and through playing time. And we saw it a little bit with Dan Lefevre when he got a chance to play for a stretch of games in a row, where you can spend all the time you want in the classroom and studying and watching film, but then you need an opportunity to apply what you're learning in theory. And Zach Collaros wasn't getting that while he was out of the lineup with that concussion. So again, it makes it that much more impressive what he's been able to accomplish in his first game back since week 2 here today.
Good numbers. Bettering the guy he took over from in Toronto last year. Don't forget, Battle of Alberta coming up later today in the second half of our Marks Labor Day Classic. Collaros is brought down. Argos' Vincent Agnew was bringing it. Collaros felt the heat, and the Argos have the sack.
Well, the Argos love to get their secondary involved in the pressure package here. You're going to see Agnew, the corner, comes from depth, times it up. Lost in that blocking scheme completely. He's got that great speed coming around the horn. That's the 11th sack this season by a Toronto defensive back.
Argos third in the CFL in sacks. Cats have given up a lot of sacks. They gave up 10 in their season opener. Been better since then, but have given up 3 today. Justin Medlock into that wind. Trent Guy down near his 17-yard line. 3 sacks today for the Toronto Argonauts. Vincent Agnew with the sack on Zach. The most recent addition to the 50,000-yard club, a guy who spent a lot of time here, piled up a lot of real estate through the air with the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
A guy that Ricky Ray probably kind of misses on Labor Day.
Yeah.
Henry Burris. He and Ray did battle in the Battle of Alberta for many years and then brought it to Southern Ontario.
Sander Robinson moves Ray closer to 50,000, now about 16 yards away. Ricky Ray's been in the league for a dozen years. 3 Grey Cups, of course. And a guy who's faced a lot of different quarterbacks. Zach Collaros is his 36th different quarterback that he has faced. The first was Damon Allen back in 2002. 181 career starts, 16 yards away from 50,000 yards. Lots of time here. Closes. Ray goes down. Brian Bulkey with his first sack of the season. A Hamilton team that does not put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and is last in the CFL in sacks, has its first of the day.
Again, there's the left arm over top, quick swim move. And all over Ricky Ray.
Brian Bulkey, Windsor, Ontario native. Played his college ball at Stanford. One of the most interesting guys you will ever meet. 2nd and 18. Swinging it out to Guy. And nowhere to go. Stopped at the 20. And once again, the Argos will have to bring out their lethal weapon today, Swayze Waters.
Well, Brandon Stewart told us yesterday that in Ticat land, especially in that secondary, they were calling it Shark Week. Said it's feeding time here today as you see them buzzing around.
He didn't really tell us what kind of shark he was going to be. There were a bunch of different sharks that Brandon was talking about. Said there's a great white. They're mostly tiger sharks that he said. So this is a Hamilton team as Michael Coe goes off the field. It's Brandon Stewart and Orlando Steinauer, a guy who knows well on both sides of this Labor Day Classic. Longtime Argo and now the defensive coordinator of the Tiger Cats. This is a Tiger Cat team, though, comes in well rested. They've had 15 days off.
Yeah, they've the one team that's actually had both of their bye weeks already.
There we go, front play, baby.
So they're going to have a straight run from here through to the end of the season.
Have played fewer games than everyone else, just 7. Let's see what Swayze does this time. Another cannonading drive. And Kerry Coke spins. Drop to the 40. 56-yard boot this time. Hamilton Tiger Cats haven't sacked too many quarterbacks this season. Their first on Ricky Ray. And the first of the year for Brian Bulkey. 13-12 Cats. Ray. Obviously a huge day today in Hamilton. Not only the opening of the stadium, but also for Purolator. It's the Tackle Hunger Drive program. Non-perishable foods. The Grey Cup was here, getting pictures with that. And again, defensive linemen and defensive players making life miserable around the CFL for quarterbacks as they continue to contribute to a great cause. Zach Galaris 3 times today. Sidearm to Moses Madu. Again, Purolator contributes the quarterback's weight in food to the local food bank, and already 835,000 pounds raised. Toronto near the top, Hamilton at the bottom.
Well, Ticat fans picking up the slack for their team here today, though.
That's been a recurring theme over the last few years, though. This play works really well early in the ball game. Luke Tasker on the hitch, and it works well here to pick up a first down. But Tiger Cats, you know, we saw Angelo Mosca here earlier. Since those days, and maybe even a few seasons later, they notoriously through the last few seasons have not been able to have those sack masters, those Joe Montfords, those Angelo Moscas.
Yeah, well, it always seems like ever since.
Galaris trying to make something out of nothing.
This Ticat defense lost in quick succession. Justin Hickman, Garrett McIntyre, both heading south, and I don't think they have ever really, from a consistency point of view, replaced the pass rush that they lost with the departures of those guys.
Throwing down again. Galaris goes deep for Tasker, and he can't run underneath it. Overshoots him against the wind, and so the Cats will now boot it away again. 6.5 to go in this third quarter. Just a 1-point game. The Eastern Division rivals locking horns here in a very topsy-turvy Canadian Football League this year, the West Division and East Division. But the importance not lost. Every game in the East so important. 4-point games now with the slow starts by Hamilton, Montreal, and Ottawa, and Toronto. Short kick. Trent Guy almost touched that football. He was running up, but again induces a no yards call. Well, the U.S. Open underway in Flushing Meadows. Coverage begins in 7 minutes on TSN2. This is for tonight. But Jeannie Bouchard on court, warming up now over on TSN Feed 2. Ricky Ray 14 yards away now. Sure, not many people thought it would happen in the third quarter or later. Curtis Steele. He's only had a couple of looks today. They've used Steve Slayton predominantly in the backfield.
I expect to see a little more of both of these running backs, quite frankly, both carrying the ball and as receivers out of that backfield. Then looking for someone to pick up a bit of that slack with Chad Owens and Andre Dury out of this lineup. Those are the two guys who are typically making catches close to the line of scrimmage and picking up yards after the catch. Let your running backs do a little bit of that in your passing game.
2nd and 9. Ray over the top, not caught. Mike Bradwell. It is a mishmash unit. Bradwell's one of the incumbents that's not hurt here for the Argos. This is the first time that Ray went to him today. He can't haul it in.
Bradwell, the top guy in terms of seniority with the club among those Argo receivers. First or second round pick in 2008. She joined the team in 09 out of McMaster.
Kerry Koch gathers it at the 15. And picks works his way up near the 33-yard line. 13-12. Tiger Cats. Zach Collaros is returned to the lineup. So far, so good. Back on offense when we come back to Tim Hortons Field in the Hammer. 13-12 Hamilton, hard-hitting Labor Day Classic. Let's go down to Matthew.
There's just a couple of injury updates. Ticats long snapper Marc-Antoine Fortin is out of the game with a right knee injury. And now, as you can see, Jalil Carter, Argos defensive back, tells me he's out of the game with a head injury. Also with the Ticats, Michael Code, the defensive end, is right now getting treatment for a right knee injury, and he has ice on it. Guys.
All right, Jalil Carter, that's a blow to the Argos defense right now. He's the anchor of that secondary. Here comes the house now. Collaros lets it go, and Andy Fantuz hangs on, gripping that football tightly up near the 47-yard line. One of the keys for the Hamilton Tiger Cats is this guy, Andy Fantuz.
I had a pretty quiet day thus far, but a guy who certainly they'd like to get in sync with Zach Collaros. That's his third catch of the day for 30 yards. As you see Matt Black returning to the Argo lineup, he's in a corner.
Good play action here from the Cats, and they give it to Fantuz, and Collaros sucking the defender in and then letting the football fly to Fantuz.
They're going to bring Fantuz across the formation and slip him out into the flat here off that play action. Collaros doing a nice job getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Tommy Condell has called a real nice game for his quarterback here today.
And showing hardly any rust at all from his time away. The ball forward is Moses Madu, and we asked Zach yesterday, Dwayne, about, concussion, and the fact that a lot of players don't know a lot about it. It's one of the first times he ever had to deal with the issues, and the dark times and the protocol and the treatment and staying away from things and not being able to exercise. And he relied on the advice of some good friends.
Yeah, absolutely. And you heard Matthew speak earlier about the bond he developed with Andy Fantuz over this. Fantuz having missed time at the start of the year due to a concussion, but a guy who's been very involved in a lot of concussion awareness programs over the course of the last few years.
There are 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Justin Medlock using up that clock. Lets it go. Trent Guy, no yards. And a 15-yarder because he caught it on the fly. Just a 30-yard kick. Good field position for Ricky Ray. Will this be the drive that he moves into select company?
No yards. Hamilton, number 41. 15-yard penalty. First down.
If you had an over-under on when Ricky Ray would get 90 yards, I don't know. He would have taken the under as far as terms of game time for sure.
I mean, typical game for Ricky Ray. That's first or second quarter type number, but held in check early here by the Tiger Cat defense.
He's got his twin backs with him now. Slayton and Steele. Staying for protection. Ray tosses it off to Steele, who spins. Picked up 7 yards. He's second down and 3. Bring the big bodies in here.
Both sides bringing in the beef. Hamilton adds a 5th lineman to their alignment to offset the Argos. Tight end formation.
Ricky Ray puts Darvin Adams in motion. And whistles again, and a penalty flag, a time count violation.
Time count violation. Toronto, number 15. 5-yard penalty, repeat second down.
So from a potential running play for a first down, Ricky Ray is going to have to put this one in the air.
But that's a tough one to swallow, as they were going for the element of surprise there, bringing the big bodies in, and then they were going to throw the ball with Hamilton with one less defensive back on the field. Now they've kind of showed that look that they wanted to spring on them.
Second down and 8. Ray, he's in trouble again. It's fumbled. And the Cats, do they have it? The ball was fumbled. Ricky Ray's had some protection issues lately, hanging on to the football. And they're saying it is Toronto football, but Ricky Ray goes down again.
Keep an eye on the defensive end, Arnaud Gascon-Nadon. He's going to get in there to help clean up, along with Antonio Coleman, the other end.
Looks like he may have been down anyway. Hamilton sack. Under a minute, third quarter. There we go, peering into that sun, and downfield quickly. Toronto Argos specialty teams done a good job today.
Yeah, that's Brendan Galanders, a rookie running back out of the University of Ottawa. Making an impact, a guy primarily a ball carrier in college, but has made this Argo roster as a fullback and special teamer.
Former OUA All-Star Brendan Galanders getting a chance to contribute here now. 1st and 10 for the Hamilton Tiger Cats at the 30-yard line. They will have the wind in the 4th. Keep in mind, though, the major scores have been against the wind in this game. Madu crashes over the 30, picks up a couple.
Hamilton doing a pretty decent job running the football today, and it certainly helps a little bit to have the big fella Joel Figueroa back in their lineup. He's in at right tackle this week, another guy who's been out for an extended period of time. He's been one of the Tiger Cats' top offensive linemen over the last couple of years when he's been in. The problem is that he hasn't been in a lot.
6 games missed last year, 8 games played. Former Miami Hurricane almost picked off. Vincent Agnew has been one of the Argo ball hawks today. That is the final play of the third quarter. Argos will go against the wind, Cats with the wind on opening day of Tim Hortons Field. We've got a 1-point ball game. What else between the Hatfields and McCoys? The Tiger Cats and the Argos on TSN. They raise the curtain on Tim Hortons Field today. Labor Day Classic on TSN. Stamps and Eskimos. Battle of Alberta still to come after this one, but the Battle of Ontario is separated by 1 point right now. Not exactly an offensive thriller in that third quarter, but defenses are settling in.
Yeah, they certainly are. Both teams obviously have come in very well prepared defensively, but Argo receivers aren't doing Ricky Ray a lot of favors either. There's been a little collection of drops along the way. All those missed opportunities as Ricky Ray sits about 8 or 9 yards away from that 50,000-yard plateau. He might have reached it long ago with a little bit of help.
They catch half those footballs. So now the Cats in this fourth quarter with the wind, which is still blowing at a pretty quick pace here. So Ricky Ray, and he will be the first to tell you, 50,000 yards, that plateau is not even on his mind. He knows the importance of this one, the importance for both teams in picking up this win here today.
You have felt over the course of this Labor Day weekend a certain playoff intensity in the matchups, and you combine that regardless of what the team's overall records are. In both divisions, things are very close, and you combine that with the rivalries and the excitement that always surrounds Labor Day. It's been a fantastic weekend thus far.
There to steal. Hamilton defense coming up big time. Courtney Stephen, loss of 3 on the play.
Stephen got just enough of him there. It looked like Steele might be able to recover as he was stumbling a bit. Just couldn't regain his feet. Courtney Stephen, the Brampton, Ontario native. Split his college career between Wilfrid Laurier University and Northern Illinois.
2nd and 13. Ray's in trouble. Sacked again. There's a nice birthday gift for Antonio Coleman.
Coleman today celebrating his 28th. Had a knockdown in the first half, and here comes up with that sack. Gets the shoulders down low to get underneath.
Both teams 3 sacks in this game. As you might expect, low scoring between these two. Ball flutters up. There's a no yards call. Kerry Koch, though, bursts outside. 15-yard penalty on that. Defense is rising up here. Playoff intensity. Antonio Coleman, the birthday boy, with the berry. The CFL on TSN is brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade. Back at Tim Hortons Field. Elvis is not in the building. It's still working today. Zach Collaros dances in the pocket and throws it over the top. Another completion here.
Come on, guys.
Andy Fantuz will make that Greg Ellingson with the catch.
And you can see Collaros work through his read progression there, starting out on the wide side of the field. Nothing opened up, and eventually just settling for that check down underneath.
Short yardage team comes in. 2nd down. With the wind again, and they're in Toronto territory. Only one major in this game from Hamilton, Bakari Grant, but Soli goes right side. Argos were thinking the quarterback sneak up the middle, and Masoli did the little deke.
Everybody preparing to pitch, crashed down to the middle, thinking quarterback sneak. Was only able to use his quicks to get around the corner there.
Lars sends out 6 receivers. Fires over the top, and it's caught. Kerry Koch. And in front of Vincent Agnew will get a fresh set of downs down near the 27-yard line.
Kerry Koch's just going to work that deep in route, stem to the outside, come underneath, throw right on time. Jimmy Condell continuing to do a nice job, putting his quarterback in a position to be successful here.
Collaros over the top and laying out, unable to haul it in, is Kerry Koch.
Needed just a little bit more air on that football. Collaros didn't want to overthrow it. You'll see how relaxed he is. He doesn't want to drill this one in. He knows he's got all sorts of time. Needed just a touch more on that one to make it a little bit easier catch for Koch. That's Collaros knowing he had him.
1-point lead, early 4th quarter. Here comes the rush. And Moses Madu with a straight arm and
Cats have done a nice job with their screen game here today. This is about the third or fourth one they've run to Madu. It requires patience from Collaros, and if you think he was nervous at all about taking another hit, you can't be. The way he's held onto the ball on those screens to suck in the defensive line. Sell it, get that rush to come upfield. Just dumping it off to his back at the last possible second.
Madu stays in the backfield. Collaros shotgun, 1st and 10. Zach calls his own number. Collaros is going to score. No signal. They're saying he's down at the 1. There is a guy who is not afraid to take a hit right now.
Not at all. And you think back when we talked to him yesterday and asked if he was concerned at all as you see that elbow touchdown outside the goal line. But asked if he was nervous at all about getting back into a game and taking that first hit. You know, he thought about it for a second and just said, I just want to play football. I just want to get back to playing football.
Bad news is Collaros did not get in for Tiger Cat fans. The good news is that he did get a first down, so they've got 3 cracks here to extend the lead. Masoli comes in behind center again.
Give him 4 yards! Give him 4 yards!
Madu right behind him. Masoli's going to take it himself, and he fumbled the football. Are you kidding? Jamie Robinson has it. Robinson laterals to Agnew, and Vincent Agnew brings it out near the 20 finally. Can you believe this? Collaros can't get in the end zone, stopped at the 1-yard line, and the Tiger Cats cough up the football. Hamilton Tiger Cats fumble the football. Their first turnover of the game could not have come at a worse time, sniffing the end zone here.
Yeah, and the big stuff comes from the right side. Tristan Opalaugo is the man who meets Jeremiah Masoli in the air, just goes airborne. And you'll see here clearly the ball does not break the plane before it's out. You can see the football out at that point before it's crossed the line. Opalaugo makes contact with the Tiger Cat quarterback. It looked like Delano Johnson may have gotten a hand in there either on the ball or on Masoli's arm.
They are looking at it to see if he broke the plane. But from that angle.
There you see Opalaugo. There's the football. It's out. You can see that's clearly before breaking the plane to the line.
The Hamilton quarterback fumbled the ball before crossing the goal line. The ruling on the field is confirmed. First down, Toronto.
It's been an issue for Jeremiah Masoli. 5 fumbles now, and that one resonates most. All the momentum of Hamilton. Jamie Robinson picked it up, and then
a risky lateral.
Boy, was it
part of the field.
So now Ricky Ray takes over again. Ray for Jason Barnes. He's got it. Barnes up to the midfield stripe. And 50K for Ricky Ray.
And fittingly, he does it in style. Biggest completion of the day for Ricky Ray. Watch for Barnes coming right to left, working all the way across the field. Right on the money. Welcome to the club, Ricky Ray.
50,000 yards and counting. Ricky Ray trying to turn a turnover into points. Out of the backfield is Slayton. Met by 3 Cats, including Brandon Stewart. It's been a punch, kind of counter punch game, though, and since the second half, no one has had any momentum for any extended period of time. Ricky Ray, you're on the list now. 50,000 yards plus Next up, Ron Lancaster. And again, if he stays in, if he plays till he's about 40, which Ricky says he probably won't, you know something? That record that everybody thought was going to be unbreakable, the same record that everybody thought that Damon Allen's was going to be unbreakable, just might be breakable. Ray. One hopper. So Ricky Ray, his offense will come off the field, but Ricky Ray is now in some select company.
It's pretty special. You know, a few of those guys I've played against, you know, throughout my career and got to watch them kind of reach those milestones. And, you know, a couple of the other guys you obviously hear about when you come into the league, you know, what they've done. And, I mean, I never would have thought, you know, I would have kind of been in that category. It's just going to be pretty special. Just to say I've thrown for 50,000 yards in professional football, it sounds pretty ridiculous.
As the crowd here wants a no yards call, there are no flags. It's a long field again for Zach Collaros. There's lots of football here left, though. And the last team to get the football may win this game today, the way it's looking. Points at a premium. And Ricky Ray, last thing he's thinking about right now, though, is the fact that he's part of this 50K club.
Well, he's not thinking about it, but that's not going to stop us from congratulating him. Fantastic career, and as you said, much like Anthony Calvillo, it's not just about how long you play at the end of your career, but like Calvillo, Ray played a lot very early in his career. You look at Ricky Ray, really the last quarterback to step right in and have immediate success in the Canadian Football League in his first year.
Collaros takes a hit. Far side, and Fantuz stretches for the first down. The thing about Ricky Ray is he did spend some time away from the CFL, too, trying to get employment in the National Football League. A Grey Cup most outstanding player. Been there and done that. The guy that he helped teach last year is trying to win a football game against Ricky Ray today.
Zach Collaros becomes part of the legacy of Ricky Ray, so to speak.
Out of the backfield. Again, they go to Moses Madu. Zach Collaros is only about 49,000 yards away. Something like that. But here is a young man we could be talking about with the same reverence as we do. And this is a great era for young quarterbacks in the CFL.
Yeah, well, a number of guys stepping up this year, of course, and the pretty good year of free agency when you talk about guys like Zach Collaros, Drew Willie getting an opportunity to become a full-time starter for the first time in his career as well.
Collaros on his feet, and Ellingson comes back to the football and makes the grab. Risky toss there, but again, it's going to be a first down for Hamilton.
Another quick hitter there from Collaros.
Greg Ellingson now 5 catches, 75 yards.
That's his biggest game of the year, eclipsing his previous high of 71.
Product of Florida International. Good protection this time for Collaros, slinging it. Boy, suicide pass out there for Samuel Giguère. Second down now again for Collaros. Just turned 26 out of Steubenville, Ohio. Kind of told us early in the season that Viciros growing up wasn't a quarterback of that. He wanted to be a running back. Did a lot of it in high school. And a quick one over the top. Luke Tasker's on his feet still and claws to the midfield stripe. 4.5 to go. Pats on the go.
Luke Tasker showing a little bit of dad's tenacity and toughness. toughness here. Taking a few licks, but continuing to roll after the catch. Set underneath crossing route with Andy Fantus.
Zach Collaros, over 300 yards passing today. Goes back to that familiar number 17.
After back-to-back touches there, Luke Tasker's going to get a well-deserved break on the bench. Kerry Koch checks in to that receiving corps. See the numbers on Collaros.
Hamilton team with just one win against Ottawa in late July. A lot of close calls on second down. They're stopped well short. Collaros looks to the sideline. In a game that has predominantly been a battle for field position. It'll be third down in about 3 here.
Ticats has done a nice job chipping their way out of their own end here.
Justin Medlock. His longest field goal is 52 yards. And again, keep in mind, he's got a big wind here. They are not going to punt. They are going to kick a field goal here. It's going to be about a 54-yarder, 53.5 yards.
Mark Beswick, the wing is lined up way out wide on the far hash.
Medlock lets it go. Will it get there? No. Trent Guy from his goal line. Cuts up near the 10-yard line. So even with that win, Medlock can't get it to the goalposts. 3-minute warning here in the fourth quarter at Tim Hortons Field. Ricky Ray has made history today. Now trying to lead his team to a Labor Day win.
Coming up, part 2 of our Labor Day doubleheader. Matt Nichols getting the start at quarterback for the Edmonton Eskimos, 7-1 against the 7-1 Stampeders with the injury to Mike Riley's hand. So that one will follow. Still going to finish here in Hamilton with the Argos trailing by 1.
Ricky Ray and the Toronto Argonauts down 1, 2.5 to go. Curtis Steele up near the 20-yard line. And he has a first down. Actually, it'll be marked. It's going to be a little short. It's going to be marked at the 20, so it'll be second down and 2.
And there you see the projection on Ricky Ray. Based on his passing yards per game to this point in his career, at that pace, he'd need another 114 games. A little over 6 more seasons from this point to catch up to Anthony Calvillo.
Hamilton's defense has done a terrific job here today. Curtis Steele plowing forward, and he lost the football. Scrum ensues. Who has the ball? Argos have had issues again hanging on to the football today. No signal here, so it is Argo ball. 2:09 remain. It is Ricky Ray. Looks to that wrist. It's a first down for Toronto.
Good hard physical run here from Curtis Steele, determined to get to that first down marker. At this stage of the game, you got to be so aware of ball securities. You see that one pop out just as he's on his way down.
So many times Ricky Ray's been in this situation. So many Labor Days. 2-minute offense. The rush, and Ray is stopped in the backfield. Another Hamilton Tiger Cat sack. You might as well give it to 4 guys there. 4th time that Ray has been sacked.
That congregation in the end zone. I think the first guy there is the middle linebacker, 44, Taylor Reed. Timed up that blitz, hit it on a run. Steve Slayton got caught. He couldn't decide which guy to block it. Didn't get any.
Minute and a half. Second 18. Ray goes deep, far minute and a half away from a win. This Labor Day Classic game is brought to you by Marks, getting fans ready for this.
Thank God, man. Thank God. That's all I want to do. No, I do it for everybody back at home. Everybody back at home.
Right now, Hamilton Tiger Cat fans are thanking Ed Gainey for this.
Ed Gainey doing a good job getting over there to help out. Courtney Stephen doing battle with Darvin Adams along the sidelines for that jump ball, but Gainey coming over to help from the middle of the field. Great range.
Cats will keep it conservative here. Moses Madu up the gut. Now a big play coming here.
Toronto.
You see again that leaping effort from Ed Gainey.
Not many interceptions for the Cats this year. Sharks are swarming though today, as Brandon Stewart talked about. Now a minute 20 away. Timeout Toronto. Big second play here. Second down and 4. Argos looking to hold them to a field goal attempt. Polaris may have drawn the Argos offside. He did. Penalty flag.
And it looks like they're going to have enough for that first down regardless.
Great change of cadence that time from Zach Polaris. Looking to win his first game as a Hamilton Tiger Cat starter. Again, knocked out of game 2. Sacked a number of times in the season opener. And then in game 2, hit by Odell Willis and hasn't played since. He looks like he has not missed a beat.
Well, he's approaching career single game highs here in terms of completions, attempts, passing yards. Not bad for the first game back.
Offside. Toronto number 23. That penalty be declined. First down.
Well, as Kent Austin said yesterday too, you know, he said Zach Polaris, one of the things about a quarterback is that he's wired to progress quickly. He's got all this stuff, and you just hope that that stuff will win the day. And they're close to doing that today, because today he's had great stuff.
Critical for Hamilton to keep this clock moving here, though.
Madu. Keep in mind, too, this has been a game where ball security has been a bit of an issue on both sides. Tiger Cats could have salted this one away long ago. Mazzoli fumbling at the goal line. Moses Madu had that drop for a sure touchdown. By all accounts, it shouldn't even be this close.
The game of football works in funny ways.
2nd and 7 now. Clock ticks to 30. Keep it on the ground. And they fumbled the football. Argos say they have it. It's Toronto football. "24 seconds remain.
Madu just tries to crash it up the middle here. It looks like Delano Johnson, right hand.
Timer, please put 27 seconds on the clock.
Johnson reaches with that right hand. Very deliberate strip. Strikes directly down on the ball to pop it free. Good heads-up play by the Argo defensive tackle.
So now look at the change of flow here. Only 27 remain. But if the Cats, at the very worst, get stopped. If the Cats had been stopped, they kick a field goal. It's a 4-point game. You force the Argos to score a touchdown. As it is right now, they can drive into field goal range. At the very least, if they miss, the Argos could potentially even tie on a miss. So a lot could happen here at 27. The key, as the crowd rises up, is for the Argos to get some plays off and gain some yardage in a hurry. Took 7 seconds off the clock, so...
Well, nice job by the defense there to keep him in bounds. Now, the other thing, as you see Swayze Waters, we'll go back to the very start of this football game. Argos won the toss, chose to take the ball. They didn't choose an end, and now they're playing with the wind against them when they need a field goal.
Comes the rush again. Ray's in trouble again, and he will go down first down, but it took up almost 13 seconds. And Ricky Ray may have one shot downfield. It might even be Hail Mary time. They could also pass, hook and ladder, and boot, try to boot, but the wind is so strong. Trouble for Toronto here. Barring penalty, final play, 1-point game. And that will do it. The Hamilton Tiger Cats survive and hang on to win by a single point. They almost gave it away in the fourth, but they hang on. Zach Collaros gets his first win as a Hamilton Tiger Cat.
What a great win, a great effort for the Hamilton Tiger Cats here in their new home, marking their territory, making it their own right from the get-go. Solid in all three phases here today.
Final score is 13-12, game one of the Labor Day Classic Monday. And right now the Hamilton Tiger Cats are undefeated in their new home, Tim Hortons Field. Back to the studio.